We are live. Hello, Internet. And it's not because I accidentally tweeted too early. Right.
That Clarky game face looked professional. That's it, perfect.
You have heard the show.
I always look professional.
He tells your kids not to wander in through the front door.
No, but the missus is probably going to come back from work partway through this.
Smash in. Maintaining our integrity.
She's
The
been
Games
warned.
Confessional is now alive.
Oh, that's good to know.
Oh, that's good
crap,
to know.
are
Shit, who's watching them?
we? As usual. You're here.
Wait, that's
Why
it.
is he saying that?
If I'm here and you guys are here, then who's watching either of our shows?
Pet. No, Pet won't watch it.
Let's stick in the comments. Right, where are we? We are just past past. Okay. Anyone watching live? These two gentlemen. I'm going to explain those in a minute. But right
There's
now,
no explaining
let's make the
us.
stream catch up. I've got to record locally because I need to separate my soundboard and my microphone.
Please.
And I forgot to do that last week.
There's nothing more
my audio's
irritating
weird. What, the soundboard?
than a soundboard that isn't synced up with your stream. I mean, it's just not right.
Well, no, it's not that. It's
Find that kind of amateur performance on the gamersconfessional.com.
Well, you've seen, because you've started using StreamYard, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So
At a very amateur level.
So when you start running a soundboard, it will run through the same microphone, the same feed as the microphone to the person that's using it.
Yep.
Which I have figured out a way around that. I just haven't got around to setting it up yet. So when we record here and all the audio gets uploaded onto the cloud, I'm recording locally so I can separate the two. So
Yep.
Then, yeah, it kind of avoids that problem, which is nice.
Yeah. We'll just press the button.
Yeah. I mean, that works too.
Yeah. Like I said, professional.
Happy Independence Day, any Americans, and I hope you've all voted if you're British. If you didn't, then
You can't moan.
don't really care that much. You can. You could just pretend.
That's true.
Yeah. Right. Shall we start?
Why not?
Crack on.
Get ready for some loud noises. Oh wait, that's the wrong intro.
I love that story. We'll do it live.
BRB UK.
Do it live.
Worse teeth, better accents.
We'll do it live.
Hello and welcome to episode 597 of BRB UK. I am Coleman. Hi. And by my voice being the voice that you hear straight off the bat, you know that we have no Dan. He is out with a moggy emergency. His cat is poorly. So we are wishing Hobnob a speedy recovery. And it's not that he's out doing his civic duty and helping at the polling stations. It is a cat thing. And also Tim, he's still recovering from his tonsils being removed, and we should be due back, I think next week, we're getting Tim back. But in the meantime, I have scoured the internet looking for the finest of podcast hosts to help me out this week. And, I mean, they weren't available. So I went to the Gamers Confessional, and I got two of the free hosts. I've got Vimesy.
Hello.
He's
Obviously not the one you wanted, but, you know, I'm here.
He's here to give it that skibbity riz. And we've got Clarky.
Hey, hey.
He's here to spit on that thing, huck tea, or something.
God.
I haven't heard an ahoy hoy yet. And it's not a BRB without an ahoy hoy, surely. There you go.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit too southern compared to Dan, so it's more of an oi oi than a hoy hoy over here.
It'll do.
It'll do, pig. Guys, you do a podcast called The Gamers Confessional, as I just mentioned.
do.
I'm a big fan of the show. I tend to watch when I can on the live stream. If not, I pick up the broadcast afterwards. You guys, much like us, video games podcast, independent, three of you. One of you very weird on the microphone, and the other two trying to be professional.
Yeah, we'll let you make your own mind up about where those two sit. I mean,
What
you
are
say
talking
you know,
about?
yeah. Technically, you're our only fan, Coleman. To be fair, but yeah, no, we've
Oh, I
been
didn't know you were streaming
going
to there as well.
Oh yeah, we're streaming to Twitch, we're streaming to YouTube. I'm taking this thing over, boy. You invite us on, you invite the chaos. Yeah, we are a very we've been going for a long time, and most podcasts or most things you would expect growth. You would expect, you start here and you kind of work your way up the mountain to kind of, IGN kind of numbers. We kind of started the other way round, and we started big, and we've ended up. Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice way to catch up, isn't it?
It's a hobby. Yeah, you've done exactly what we did.
When were we
Sort of
ever big?
Oh, mate, do you remember that time when I think it was episode 69?
well, hey.
For some reason, the I can't remember which one we were using some podcast host, and it just kept uploading for no apparent reason. It just kept like somebody just kept. So we had like 60,000 downloads one week because their software went completely. We thought we'd made it. We thought we were huge.
And then you realize
we weren't huge.
You look at the listen time and it's like
Yeah.
0.5 of a second.
Yeah. Next week we came down to earth with one hell of a bum. Put it that way. The Ferrari was off. It was gone.
Well, I'm glad you guys have joined in to help out on the show this week because I'm a big fan of the show, of your show, and I know you've at least heard of our show. I've seen you in the chat once and twice.
Yep. Not a bot.
Yep.
3 times.
Vimebot.
Vimebot. Clarky bot.
All right. So what we tend to do is we will start off the show by talking about the games we done played. Now we've got that excellent banter out of the way, and we've got a few revisits we'll get through first. And Vimesy, you've been playing, much to the joy of one Timothy Kenneth James Hibbs, you've been playing Duck Detective: The Secret Salami,
which is fantastic. I heard him talk about this on the show a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. And I'd put it down. I was so pleased somebody else was actually talking about it, because I tried to talk about it to Clarky and Pat on our show, and weirdly, not that interested. It is fantastic. It's very short. It's about 3 hours long. It's a duck who detects or duck detects. There are loads and loads of bad puns. It's relatively simple. It has a lovely UI, beautifully looking. It's a bit like Paper Mario, that kind of look mixed with a kind of Animal Farm. That's a different thing altogether. Animal Crossing, Animal Crossing kind of characters. Yeah, so you have all sorts. You have a crocodile, you have a penguin in there. You got all sorts of things. A bear, and the characters, and it's just a lovely little game. And I'm finding myself as I get older. As I get, my attention span wanes a little bit. All these long games, the Destinies, the Elden Rings, the whatevers, the live service games, the Assassin's Creed, they're just like, I need something short, sharp, just to kind of palate cleanse every now and again. And this is absolutely perfect. It's right up there. It's a lovely little game.
So, because this is on quite a few platforms, PC, Nintendo Switch.
It's on my dick, mate.
Xbox One. It's on the Steam Deck.
It's on my dick.
Yeah, Mac and Linux. So it says Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. I don't think I asked Tim of it. Is this on Game Pass or is this just?
I don't think I've actually seen it on the Xbox. It can't be. I don't think it's on Game Pass. It might actually be on the store as a game that you buy. Does anyone buy games on Xbox anymore? I don't know. Is that a thing?
I did. I bought when I was on the Series S as my main console. I bought the Mass Effect remastered collection thing.
Was that just before it went to Game Pass, or that's normally how it works?
I think it was before it went to PlayStation Plus. Before it went to Game Pass.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is on Game Pass, but
the risk.
It's like £8, £9 or something. I don't know if it's in a Steam sale or not. It's worth checking out. But if you just want a lovely little 3-hour palette cleanser, Tim waxed lyrical about it. If you want to go back and check that out as well, it's just a beautiful little game. It really is. I have got a lot of time for it.
Yeah, it does look nice. I'm been meaning to try this out, but there's quite a glut of games at the moment. That I've got in the
Yeah,
backlog.
there's a backlog for sure.
I mean, thanks to the Steam sale, I've just picked up Baldur's Gate 3, and then upon installing it and starting the game up just to sort of make sure it all runs fine and everything, I sort of sat there for a minute and went, I'm never going to play this. Why did I? I've been waiting for it to get a little bit of a reduction. They knocked 10 off, and I went, excellent, now I will buy this. Oh, wait, I'm never going to play this.
Yeah.
I need to find
While waiting to come on today, I very nearly picked up The Witcher Wild Hunt for £2.50. It's like, there's 120 hours of game there. It's my favorite game of all time. It was just like, I'm never going to play that again. I'm never going to do it.
So Witcher 3, the best thing about Witcher 3, because I was playing that on PS4, and then they did the update for PS5, and
same as me.
shiny visuals and all that kind of stuff. But they've also updated the cloud save system on there, which was only available on the Nintendo Switch and Steam initially, well, PC in general, and now it's basically everything. So I have it on my Steam Deck and I have it on my PS5. So on the times that I did go back into it for a brief period, you can just play it on the at home and then stick it over to the Steam Deck and take it off on the tube and stuff, and then go back.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go. I had it on PS4, PS5, finished it. I've got it. I bought the physical copy for the Switch because it comes with, CD Projekt. It comes with lots of stuff. For £2, even I can't justify £2.50 again on another Witcher game that I've already played, put. I mean, that's not including the expansions. Just the base game. 140 hours, I think I put into that. It's not going to happen. I have to stop myself somewhere.
Just going to throw up some of these comments on the screen real quick. I think this one's from, because we're simulcasting not just to YouTube and Twitch on our channels, but on yours as well.
Yeah, I thought I'd just
Shogun P is one of yours.
He is.
Happy Thursday, he says. He also says that Pet's lost his hair.
I know. He's put on a bit of weight as well.
Yeah, bit of weight. Less Greek.
Less Greek.
Yeah,
better dress sense.
Oh yeah. This is the Riz shirt today. He also says that Duck Detective is an amazing game. Play it, you fool. How comes Coleman doesn't have an @ Is that like a badge of honor? I don't know. I just didn't.
It's a confessional thing. He's talking about the @ in our name tags on the screen. It's a throwback to our cast, yeah.
And Tim, who is missing in action, he says that no one buys games on the Xbox anymore, not even Phil. No, he just buys game studios and then gets rid of them.
Oh, very nice.
And he also says Duck Detective is great. We know, Tim. We've all heard about Duck Detective.
Wait till next week.
You talking about it for 7 hours on a 1 hour show,
which is longer, twice as long as the game lasts.
Right, Clarky, let's throw you into the mix here because you've been playing Still Wakes the Deep, which I spoke about last week, and I am convinced it's an amazing game. Now I've gone through the entire thing. Did you do what I did and accidentally buy this and then go, oh, wait, it's on Game Pass?
No, I knew it was on Game Pass.
Great. So I'm just an idiot.
I've done it myself before several times. But yeah, this is great. This is Oil Rig and John Carpenter's the thing. How can you go wrong?
Yeah, the Fang, as we dubbed it last week.
The Fang, yeah. I was quite taken aback by this because I wasn't expecting much from it, and kind of instantly got the Alien Isolation vibes, which was, like, as everybody knows, was my favorite game of last generation. I'm about 3 hours into it now. I've just been chased around by what looks like a giant head with tentacles.
Oh, the boss.
This was after that really, really good set piece out in the on the foggy deck. That was. It's a foggy deck.
Foggy deck.
It's actually a South African pronunciation, as we know.
I thought it was near Scotland. This one.
Oh, it is.
Yes, but that specific part of the oil rig is actually in South Africa. It's quite large.
International waters.
Yeah, this is what I like about this. Is I don't know what it is, but I think the setting kind of brings it a bit more to home. So it's kind of, I don't know, I feel a bit more invested in it, if you will, than if it was just like some generic space game or was full of Americans and what have you. Yeah,
this is the same studio that did Everyone Goes to the Rapture, right?
I believe so.
Yes.
It's
and,
a very good looking game, very different.
Oh, it is.
It looks different from Rapture for sure.
It is,
Well,
and there's
yeah, sorry.
there's zero combat in the game as well, which is good. It's all kind of pick this up, throw this lever, run. I love when you run how you can just click on the stick and it'll just quickly like carry on running, but you can look behind you at the same time. And yeah, this is. I mean, it's not often a game unnerves me, but there's been a few bits in this when I've been like, oh god, do I really want to go any further with this? Because it is really, really creepy.
It's funny as well, after playing Dear Esther and then playing Everybody's Gone to Rapture and then going to this game. It's like, oh, I do actually have a run mechanic that I can just use like a regular first-person game and not have to click the stick down for 5 minutes and then click it again very quickly. Like a very odd way of putting the run button in a game that a lot of people will start complaining that it needs a run button because it's a bit too slow paced. And this one's like, it just plays like a first person game, and that's what I like. But yeah, it's very different going for, because it looks amazing. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, that looked like an amazing game, and like I said last week, it's got this eerie kind of feel to it, but nothing really happens. In this one, it's eerie because it's a horror game, so it's like it's like the game that they felt like they should have been making a horror game for a long time, and now they've finally done it.
I mean, there's that first real bit where you come across one of the enemies in the washroom, if you will, the laundry room, and you just go into that room and think, oh shit, I need to go past this, don't I? There's no more hiding and like, oh yes, it's just one of those bits where you can just run past. It's not going to see you. It's just like a bit of exposition. You're thinking, no, this is where I need to play the game, and you've got to distract this thing, run around, hide, get out of this room. Oh, it's just awful and so unnerving, but
is it scary though? Because I've heard different, like a couple of different people talk about it, and I'm not getting. I mean, I was even considering playing this. So you're rapidly putting me off it, Clarky, to be perfect.
That's the badge of honor.
Because I ain't doing scary games, and I was tempted to download it because I'd heard from other people that it wasn't that scary, and it was more a kind of ambience thing than an actual scare.
Oh, it is.
That was to scare you. That was to get you off guard.
Yeah. There is a lot of ambience in it, but no, it kind of throws you a bit of a curveball as well, because you kind of get used to this gameplay where it's like, okay, there's one of these things here. I need to sneak around it, whatever. That's going to be my gameplay loop, and then suddenly you start like and it doesn't really have levels per se. You go into an area of the rig, and that starts the next part of your game, and then suddenly you find yourself for the entire level constantly running away from one of them, diving all over the bloody place. It just keeps throwing stuff up to keep you sort of off kilter a bit.
Oh, I don't know about this one then.
I
like it, you know, nice bright sunny day, curtains open, kids playing in the garden. Vimesy, that should offset it nicely enough for you.
It's free,
but also it is unapologetically Scottish. So you should be giving it a go, because it's just so you don't see that in video games.
No, that's
ones of this caliber.
I think that's part of the appeal for me. It just feels more real, if you will.
Like, it's got the facial renders of a Hideo Kojima game, and then all of a sudden they're Scottish. Like, great! I love this. It's a novelty. So yeah, sounds like you're rating it as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely recommend
this.
This
is going to go down in my top 5 this year, I think.
So this is on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. It's out now. It's $29.99 if you buy it outright, but it is available on Game Pass and GeForce Now as well. So
that's something you don't hear about very often.
No, it's a pretty decent system if you've got like a high-speed fiber internet. That GeForce Now, I like playing around with it every now and then.
Has it got like a free trial?
There's
a free version that will let you play the games that you own, but
Vimes is basically asking if it'll run on dial-up.
Yeah, I mean, basically every time I record a podcast, I have to go around the house making sure everyone's devices are literally locked in a safe somewhere, so they can't even listen to like a streaming service. It's just got to go. That's pretty much it. Oh, that brings back some memories. That does bring back some memories. 30 minutes later and some line of code screwed and you've got to do it all again.
Right, let's get some newer games, and I'm going to jump in with my one here because this one just came out, and it's one that wasn't particularly on my radar, but I mean, to be honest, I was just looking for stuff to play to talk about on the show, and then after I started playing this, I got pretty into it. This is called The First Descendant, which I took a look at it. Free to play shooter. Not usually my kind of thing. It's going to be very heavily laden with microtransactions, and I'm a weak man who can't be doing with this.
I was wondering.
At me.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would take before it started asking you for money. I've played a couple of hours, but it's not asking me for anything yet.
Apparently, it gets quite egregious, but you've got to get a few hours into it. From what I've heard. But it has done the. Yeah, because I jumped into this and started playing it, and that was it. I was on it for probably a good 5-6 hours in one.
Wow.
And it's, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's third-person Destiny, basically.
It's Genshin Destiny, isn't it? That's what it is. It's Genshin Destiny.
Yeah, you go through a story mode, and you're out in space, and it knocks you down onto these different kind of encapsulated little biomes, and from there on you do a main story mission and a bunch of side missions along the way. It's a shooter, and it's done in third person, and it is online MMO type style looter shooter, so very Destiny-like. I just found that what was that other one? It was the Outlanders, or the one that people
Outriders.
Outriders, that was it. I got really into Outriders, even though
for about a week.
Yeah, well, I completed it and then went,
really?
I never need to play this again. Yeah, I just didn't enjoy the end game content that much, but I was getting on with the game as was. But it felt a little bit dated, a little bit clunky. This one's a lot more faster and snappier.
They need to bring back that one that came out just before Destiny. What was it called? With the TV show as well. Oh.
Well done, Clarky.
Yeah.
Is it Big Brother?
No, there was one that came out.
Was it Neighbours?
No, I'm going to have to look into this now.
Neighbours is a battle royale.
Defiance.
That's something I'd watch. Defiance. Bloody hell. Wow, okay.
That's right. It was meant to have a show and the game was meant to
it still shows in my Steam library.
Decisions that were made in the game were meant to outcome the show somehow.
Yep. They were going to take what happened in the game and then filter that into the. It's just like, I mean, even Remedy didn't try that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it got 2 seasons and then got cancelled, didn't it?
I didn't even know it.
I didn't know the game came out.
Yeah, it did.
Kind of very lofty sky in the pie.
We played that for again about a week, about the same as Outriders. I mean, this does look very, very Destiny, and I think the thing I like about this already is within the 2 minutes of footage you're showing on the screen here. Sorry, audio listeners, I've seen more enemy variety than in 10 years of Destiny content. So
that's very true.
You can't deny that. I mean, it looks very slick.
What you telling me? You don't like the new races of palette swapped characters that you've been fighting against for the last 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even looked at it.
Hey,
that's Clarky's
domain. Fly now.
I've heard that the new enemy types are actually new enemy types.
They are, yes.
Yeah. But this one, I really enjoyed it. It got its hooks into me, and after a while, it's like, hey, do you know these levels you're unlocking? You could buy the battle pass. You like a battle pass, don't you?
I don't mind a battle pass. I prefer a battle pass over the other kind of monetary transactions, because at least with a battle pass, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. It's like tipping. I'll chuck you a $5 for a month's worth of whatever, or 3 months worth. I've got no issue with that at all. I'd rather do that than a kind of, give me $9.99 for a 10-hour XP boost or something ridiculous. It's I'd much rather that.
I like, the battle pass indicates that I need more time to play the game, because I've put it down for a few battle pass. I did a few of the seasons in Sea of Thieves during the lockdown, but I don't have the time to keep doing that. So there's a lot of seasons. I mean, I haven't played the game in probably over a year now. With this, like, I could look at this and go, oh, well, I'm gaining a lot of levels. Something in my brain tells me that dopamine hit. I should get a battle pass and
Ding,
start
ding,
getting
ding.
all the items that I want. But I'm not going to, because I know that as much as I'm enjoying this right now, give it a week and I'll probably never touch it again.
Yeah.
Such
I
is
mean,
the way of free-to-play games.
I normally do this with COD. When COD first comes out, for 2 months, I get, to be fair, that's generous, it's probably 4 weeks. I get really invested in COD to the point where I'm watching, YouTube videos on map layouts and God knows whatever else, and I go all in on battle passes and stuff, and then it's gone, like the wind, like my hair. It's very much gone. But I
do like the Baldies Unite this week. I like this.
Yeah.
It is very good looking though. I was playing it on quite gorgeous.
Mm.
Tim says buy the BRB Battle Pass and unlock Dan and Tim.
Is this what the problem is? We haven't put the
Nobody
50p in the meter. We're not getting them back.
Might be that. I think this
we're the
is
free content, Clarky.
Ding Dang Do
charming.
says, "What's all this gaming content? Where is the Daffodil news?"
Pet's
Very
not here.
inside
No
baseball
Daffodil news.
for,
No Daffodil news.
Inside
No Pet.
baseball for the Gamers Confessional podcast.
We have a lot
It's
of
gonna mean
lore.
Nothing to our listeners. Yes, the lore of the Gamers Confessional. First, this is how they get you. They take you in and they start dropping their little private references.
We got about 370 of backstory episodes that you can go and listen to if you want the full Daffodil lore.
and
right,
a few
first
specials.
It is available on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It's out now. It's free to play, so nothing to pay for entry apart from your dignity.
Not mobile.
No,
Because obviously, because Genshin and what's the other one they did? They did Genshin and
there's that new one that's just come out. That's mobile and Switch, I think.
Yeah, there's a kind of Genshin was the oldie worldy one, right? It was kind of like the fantasy one. Then they did another one which is basically the same.
Yeah,
Genshin Impact was we've stolen all of Breath of the Wild's assets and we've
yeah. And then they basically reskinned that and did it in a sci-fi universe. And then this has come out. I'm surprised they've not tried to port this to mobile as well, because that seems to be their, where they make their munsies.
Who knows? Maybe you can on the new iPhone.
Yeah, that'll be it. iPhone 15
Max Pro.
Yeah.
Apparently those games aren't selling. Where they've gone, hey, we're taking all the AAA games and sticking them on a phone.
I saw that. Didn't they say it's something like I think Resident Evil 7 had sold about 3,000 copies?
No, 7 had done quite well. 7 had sold 10,000 copies or something like that, hadn't it?
Yeah, I think Death Stranding sold about 7,000. Like, well, for a
Death Stranding was
mobile
10,000.
port of an old game, I'm like, do
Assassin's Creed Mirage was the one that sold 3,000. But I mean, that could have been Assassin's Creed Mirage selling that on all consoles, to be honest, for the impact that game had.
I didn't say. Tim wants to know if First Descendant runs well on the deck. I have no idea. I've not tried it. I didn't think to try it because most of those, most of the kind of Destiny likes, they tend to get banned on the deck because the way the deck controls work is they kick off a load of
it's got anti-cheat. Yeah, it's got anti-cheat software on it when it loads up, hasn't it?
Paul Wilson
does that
says,
stop you spending money?
Mustard. Yeah, sure. Okay, First Descendant, it's fine. Give it a go. There's cross-play. You can, play with all your friends on their PlayStations while you're on your PC, and vice versa, and all that. I don't know if there's cross-save. I need to look into that. Back to Clarky, because this one I am interested in. You are one of those Elden Ring players. I'm an attempted Elden Ring player. I've put like 60 hours into the game and I will never beat it. Much like Bloodborne and any other.
What are you playing it
games. On? PlayStation 5.
There we go. If you need any help, call me in.
I need time, not help.
You've gone in for the DLC Shadow of the, is it Erd Tree?
Erd Tree, yes.
Erd Tree, lovely. And this is on anything that you can play Elden Ring on.
Yeah,
right now.
hold on a minute. This guy's doing quite well. Yeah, this is footage of me. This is No, this is this is a bit of a strange one, really, because everyone's been going on about how difficult this game is, and I've not found it that hard. I mean, it's tough, but it's just like with the other. It's just like with the other FromSoft games. You just learn the moves and wait for your openings. Isn't that right, Vimesy?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Absolutely.
Ah, yes.
Are you
Is
playing
Sounds
this
like
on?
pro.
Is exactly what I would say if I wasn't hiding like a coward and sending my mimic tier to go in and do everything for me.
Yeah, you are king of cheese. It has to be said. Every time I sort of speak to him about what I should be doing, he's coming up with the blasphemous blade, mimic tier, all the usual cheese routines.
No, it's you coined this one to me, Vimesy, and it's not cheating if the game lets you do it.
That is very true.
I mean, this boss here, this is just absolutely ridiculous. The bosses compared with the base game are so aggressive. I mean, I got one-shotted by one literally before I'd finished stepping through the fog gate. It's like, come on. But no,
That's usually how my games go.
Yeah, but no, there's some very good diversity to the bosses. This one was an absolute nightmare.
He's just going to go, this one was a nightmare.
That
one killed me for...
I'm just looking at this and thinking, oh, where is he now?
Clarky, we get audio listeners. Never pay attention to the video.
Yeah, those things there can go right away. I see.
Did you play this like New Game Plus? Because you're about New Game Plus 5 on your save, aren't you?
Well, originally that was on my Xbox save, but I picked it up on PlayStation and I deliberately didn't. I finished the game on PlayStation 5, but I didn't enter a new game because I thought, no, the DLC is coming out. And I remember when Bloodborne came out, I went into that DLC at like New Game Plus 7, and I think it took me 2 years to defeat one of the bosses.
That's standard for me, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of learned my lesson with that one.
To be fair, Pet hasn't beat Father Gascoigne yet, and that's like 6 years down the line.
But yeah, saying this game...
Even I've beaten Father Gascoigne.
I mean, when they released this, they kind of said that the game world was going to be about the size of Limgrave, which is kind of the opening world in the base game, the opening area. It's by no means the size of Limgrave. It's kind of maybe the same surface area, but it's so kind of vertical as well, if you will. It's a lot more condensed together. There's loads of dungeons and things to go in. This could have been released as a standalone game on its own, and nobody would be complaining about it. I mean, I put 30 hours into it, and
Don't tell them that.
Just towards the end of it now.
Look what happened to Ubisoft. They'll sell DLC as real full games.
Oh god, I know. But no, I'm getting to the point now where I've kind of like unlocked most of the sites of graces. I've unlocked the map, so I'm kind of going, let's have a look on the wiki and see if there's any nice little talismans or anything I've not picked up. And going to those castles and going in all the little nooks and crannies. Yeah, the combat in it's tougher. I mean, most of the bosses will probably kill you in about 3 hits. The leveling up's different than it is in the base game. Obviously, you pick up these things called scatter tree fragments, and of course, they kind of buff your character rather than that being done by my leveling from collecting souls or whatever the hell Elden Ring calls them. I never remember.
How many hours in this game is it, Clarky? Remind me.
I'm about 30 hours into it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, those things on the horses there, I've got an attack that can one-shot those. Which I believe got nerfed today. So,
you get loads of new weapons, because this is the thing I've got an Xbox save, and I'm probably about the same as you, Coleman. I'm probably about 60 hours in on my Xbox save, and then this was coming out, and I did the whole FOMO thing of I've been wanting it on the deck for a while, and so I might as well pick it up on. And they were doing a special where it was like on CD keys for like 45 quid for both the base game and the deal. And I dropped. I was weak, so I'm also doing a PC. I've got two saves going on the PC because I can't decide whether to go full mage or go some kind of bleed build or something like that. I want to get to the weapons because there are weapons in the DLC that look awesome. Like you've got the martial artist who just looks like he's kung fuing his way around the level. You've got
that's
Nice.
I got that the other day. It is
Yeah.
really
but
good.
can you take those weapons and use them in the base game as well, or are they locked into kind of?
No, you can.
So you could, because I imagine the animation on that must be kind of like, because obviously there must be animations for all the monsters and stuff.
Essentially, if you want to, you pick a weapon up, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, in the DLC, you'll pick a weapon up. Obviously, that weapon's not going to be very powerful because it needs to be upgraded.
Yes.
Which obviously, if you're quite a way into your other Elden Ring playthrough, you can probably buy all of the smithing stones you need.
So there's no, it's not, the weapons are still smithing stones. There's no kind of like, you've got your shadow tree fragments for your kind of level thing in the DLC, but you don't have to use those.
No, those deactivate the moment you leave the Erd Tree map. The thing is, obviously, you can seamlessly switch between the two maps. You have to, because you have to go back to the blacksmith if you want to upgrade your weapons. There's no blacksmith in the DLC. You just go back to the base game one.
Right. Okay.
If you go into the map screen and just tap the R1 button, it just switches over to the base game's map, and first it switches back.
Give me 70 hours, I might get to the DLC.
Yeah, the requirement for
another 70 hours. Like,
do you ever, again, I'm bringing up The Witcher again. But when they brought out the expansion, you could go to the main menu and it would say, "Do you want to just start, Heart of Stone, or do you want to start what was the other one called? Heart of Stone and the
Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine. Thank you.
That was it.
But it would just start you off with the character levels to that. Start you for like a level 40 Geralt or something like that. I wish they'd do that in this game. So I've got to try and get to bloody Moog and get through all that. It's like,
can you imagine the fan base on that? You can't even stick in like an easy mode on these games.
I'm basically asking
skip
for
the levels.
Yeah, I'm basically asking for what Ubisoft would do, or possibly what the First Descendant would do, and say, give us a tenner and we'll boost you up a little.
I mean, they've
got
tried
all the Souls bros out there arguing that the game's not hard enough, and you got me going, maybe if I buy Sekiro again on the PC this time, then I can mod it to make it easier.
They've tried doing a few different things in this one. One of the most notable thing is I got to kind of a new area, and as you're doing a new area, you just dive right in. So I jumped on Summon Torrent, rode about 100 feet, and then suddenly some Torrent despawned, and I thought, all right, this is going to be one of those invasions that happens. Yeah, and then just a little bit ahead, there's a little like people put messages down. There was one kind of fixed message that's basically FromSoft put in, and I kind of clicked on it, and it's like, don't let it see you. And I'm like, all right, okay. So I tried summoning Torrent again, and then this message comes up on the screen saying the spectral steed is frightened and cannot be summoned. I was like, okay.
At which point I've turned the game off, and I'm like,
yeah. And then you go a bit further.
I'm going to play Still Wakes the Deep, thanks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I need a calming game now.
Yeah, you go a bit further forward, and there's another message on the ground, and it's like, combat is not an option. And then another one, hide in the grass. And it turns out you've this little bit of
don't ruin it for people. You have a spoilerific reputation.
Yeah, it just essentially turns into like a little long stealth section.
Okay.
While you get from one end of the map to the other, it's really, really creepy, and it was a really like unnerving way to get you into it. Because in a game like that, you're thinking, "What do you mean? Don't let it see you? What do you mean? Combat is not an option? What?"
Yeah.
It's like that one section in the Avatar game, guys. You know the Avatar game? Avatar. No. James Cameron's Avatar, the game.
You got the wrong two hosts on. You want to head for that.
Avatar, guys. No. Hello.
No, sorry.
Hello.
Me no understand.
Something blue. I don't know.
But yeah, out of all of the new weapons, I do like the hand-to-hand combat because that is really, really slick and fast. He'll do his punch, roundhouse kick, jump in the air, kick. It practically turns into Devil May Cry.
Nice. Now you're speaking my language.
There we go.
I'm sold. All right. Well, that sounds like another. That sounds like recommends on everything this week, pretty much.
I mean,
First Descendant's free, so therefore it is a recommend because I'm tight.
Yeah. You need to friend me on PlayStation now, and then you can summon me in to help you kill bosses.
Or we can team up in the hit video game James Cameron's Avatar.
Well, at least you haven't
Seriously, is it only you and Pet that bought that game?
yeah.
Yeah,
At least
we
he hasn't
haven't teamed
mentioned
up.
wrestling yet.
Well, let me tell you about WWE's latest event in Scotland.
You are an absolute git. You know that. Sent me a mystery code on Steam, and now I've got attached to my Steam library for the rest of my life WWE 2K23. I was actually tempted to play it for tonight's show. I really was, but I forgot completely.
For any BRB UK listeners or viewers in the audience, I spent an entire show trying to keep adding in a game code in the chat, going, I got a game code for this. Every time they were talking about something, I got a game code for that. And it was the same game code every time. And then eventually Vimesy took it, and it was like WWE 2K23, I think.
I think it was 23,
22.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, would there be a difference, or have they rebuilt them from the ground up?
Mate, every year is a much bigger and better expansion of the last. Have you tried it?
No.
Do they fix the refs?
Oh, the last one, yeah. You can have all kinds of refs in there, and they added the old guest referee feature back in. Let's just talk about WWE.
Excellent, guest referees. This is.
I'm afraid it wasn't on that detailed list of notes you sent us through. So we
went on the list. We ain't getting in.
I was just copy and pasting stuff out of the wiki.
Oh, now that you should put that comment up. That's a useful thing. And there's a comment pensive games made up there. You can hide games on Steam now.
Oh, no.
Yes. That will explain the prolific. That they probably started doing that with the prolific rise in those adult games that seem to be appearing on Steam with more and more frequency. I think they turned up, and suddenly you can hide your games on Steam.
There is an option on Steam that says, "Hey, do you want to like hide adult games from you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a big boy. I can handle it." And then something will pop up, and I go, "What's that?" And I click on it, and I see the screenshots. And go, "Oh God, why am I looking at this on the London Underground?"
Yeah, I sent one to Pet the other day. Even he was shocked.
Speaking of, Pet says, "Who's this guy?" It's me, Pet. I'm you from the future. It's not gone well for us.
God.
Pensive Game says that Demily is playing Elden Ring's Shadow of the End Tree right now, and she's playing Power Wash Simulator while she's watching the show. Tim says that if it's included in the game, it's a fine tactic to employ. I believe that's the shadows, the echoes.
Well, any cheat basically. Any cheese.
Any cheese.
Any cheese that Clarky decides to employ.
Cheesing's when you figure out you can stand behind a pillar and avoid any damage.
Yeah.
The Destiny method.
Exactly.
Or Skyrim. Many games, in fact.
I haven't heard anybody speak about Destiny, the final shape thing. Is that a thing? Is anyone care?
That's Dan's thing.
Dan's on this week.
I've got it.
Yeah, we're not talking to you.
Are you enjoying it?
Destiny.
I am enjoying it. Yeah.
Destiny.
Excellent.
Sadly, Elden Ring came out and that took precedence.
All right, let's move on to the news. Where's my drop that plays Africa by Toto? Oh, it's not there. Sorry, that's wrong show.
I should have brought it. Should have brought it with me.
Should have. Right, first of all, and we might as well just carry on with the same old gaming news that happens every single bloody week, but there is another layoff from another studio, and this week it's developer Surgent Studios, who they released the very recent, like 3 weeks ago, Tales of the Kenzera Zoo. That came out, and they've put out a statement on Twitter saying that they've lost just over a dozen employees. They've been affected by their current layoffs. Not great, especially as the game's just come out as well.
I saw I think the guy who owns the studio kind of like tweeting out about all the guys and like, "Hey, these guys are really talented, hire him." Because he's actually, I think the guy who owns it is Abu Bakr Salim. He's also an actor. I don't know if anyone, Vimesy, want to watch this.
Is this the 2D platformer game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's kind of got like an African storytelling.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Because this sounds absolutely awful, but when you put it in the doc, as a Google Doc, to not as in the dick doc, as in like the Google Doc. I was thinking, well, no wonder they're closing down. I've never heard of the bloody game before.
Quite well received.
How you've described it, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, because he was the voice actor in something else.
No, he actually, I think he actually owns the company or something like that.
It got really,
Oh,
got
right.
pretty good reviews from what I recall.
Yeah.
I remember hearing good stuff about it when it came out.
He was
there was
also
a lot of hype in preview, and there was a lot of really good reviews, but I don't think it was advertised in enough of a way that people picked it up. And also, when you put out indie looking games like this, I think there's kind of a precedent in the gaming industry right now that people look at that and go, "I'll just wait for it on Game Pass. I'll wait for it on PlayStation Plus."
It's difficult, isn't it?
But yeah, he starred in Raised by Wolves as well, which is a very, very good show. I'd recommend you watch it if you haven't.
My biography.
Yeah, it ran for 2 series. It was done by Ridley Scott. It's really, really good sci-fi show.
Sci-fi, yes. Definitely not set in Gosport.
No, it's definitely whoever came up with some of the costume design was definitely a Dark Souls fan. Anyway, we'll just put it at that.
Excellent.
And start as we mean to go on. First, we're talking about layoffs in the games industry, but we're also talking about Nintendo suing people in the games industry. So, all par for the course. Their latest lawsuit is targeting, they're called modded hardware. And this comes from Torrent Freak. They've been talking about this because modded hardware, as the name sounds, modded hardware. But also there is a lot of stuff that could indicate the piracy of video games being made available through their website and their community. So much so as when I try to check out the website, they've now kind of password protected the website.
No, brilliant.
So you can't even
that's
check
not
out
at all suspect, is it?
Yeah, and so the owner of the website, Ryan Daly, he's kind of the guy being targeted by Nintendo mostly now because apparently if you go through his tweet history and his comments online, you will see a lot of comments about how he's quite happily pirating Nintendo games and he refuses to pay as much as £50 for a video game.
Wait till he gets onto modern hardware. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, even Nintendo have been charging £70 for some games. Like
what?
Wasn't the latest Zelda game? That was a £70 one, wasn't it?
Oh, it's £60.
Was it 60?
50.
Oh, 50. Sorry.
The RRP's probably 70 quid, but you never pay.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I've had to because of my son's really into them now, but I've had to buy pretty much every Nintendo first party game on day one for about the last year and a half. I don't remember ever spending more than 50 quid on a game. In fact, the last time I spent more than 50 quid on a Nintendo game, it was a DS game because he absolutely had to have some weird random Kirby game that wasn't stupid money to ask.
I've bought a couple of £70 games on PlayStation 5 because I got it in my head a while ago. So I just want everything digital because I live in London. I can't have clutter. I've got a tiny, tiny, tiny little room to put things in. So I kind of tried to go all digital. And then once the £70 on full releases happened, well, how much can you save when you go physical on games? And with a lot of cases, like the new Star Wars game that's coming out next month.
Yep.
The moment they put up pre-orders for that game, I picked it up on physical because by pre-ordering physical from a third-party website, I knocked like £25 off the price. And because it's so far away, if the reviews come out for that game and they go, it's actually rubbish, just cancel it. It's fine. So I am buying more physical now. But yes, I kind of see where the guy's coming from. But at the same time, I wouldn't brag about pirating games online.
No. It's interesting, isn't it? Because you think about it, Steam, PC gaming, Epic, whatever you... I'm not sure there's a massive piracy thing on PC anymore, is there? I mean, I used to, way back in the day, remember going to boot sales, in the early 2000s, and there would just be stalls of people selling, pirated DVD ROMs of all sorts of stuff. Just like massive, the game came out yesterday, they'd have a stack of DVDs, those pre-written DVDs just sitting there waiting for you to buy.
I don't think I ever paid for an Amiga game.
No, same.
Same. I didn't have one.
Yeah, well, I think we had like a big collection of Amiga games, but then there was a suitcase that was just filled with unlabeled discs of
Yeah.
Dizzy and Space Invaders.
Those little boxes you got to put them in with a lock on the front.
If you go back far enough, the best thing you ever had when you were a kid was a twin tape deck, so you could record games. That's how far back you go. Put the cassette in one, blank in the other, and you got yourself a copy of Harrier Attack. Excellent.
Playing a Treasure Island on the Commodore Plus 4. That's your childhood.
Childhood, wait for it to load.
There's one I threw in, and every now and then a story catches my eye, and this one has caught a lot of people's eye. And it was more so because, well, let's just jump straight into it. There was a 48-year-old man called I believe he's still 48, called Anthony Bray in Warwickshire, England. And he was spotted carrying a replica of a sword, a 6-inch sword, but still a metal sword. And he was seen on June 8th walking around down to Warwickshire town, CCTV, police pick him up, and they go, "What's that you're fiddling with?" He went, "Oh, it's a fidget toy." And when they had a look at it, it's a 6-inch blade of the Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda. And this kind of caught my eye because I don't know about you guys, I've got a tendency to kind of, since they've introduced shorts into YouTube, I've got a tendency to be scrolling through shorts or reels or something. And every now and then they put out these little fidget swords, like katanas, and they'll have a little button on there that you click. The thing I'm putting on the screen, it's for reference. It's not the fidget toy. This is still a 6-inch blade of a Master Sword, though. You click a button, the thing pops out of the sheath, and then it puts it back in. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
I tell my wife that's 10 inches. Just saying.
It's not the size; it's what you're stabbing with it. But yeah, I looked at that and I was like, I can see these getting banned in schools. I did not foresee a 48-year-old man being arrested and taken to court for walking around a shopping centre with one.
You see, if he could have gotten away from the police, if he'd have held down the A button for a few seconds, he'd have done like a big spin attack, and then he could have run away.
So apparently the guy's been sentenced on the 28th of June. He's been given a 4-month prison sentence and has been ordered to pay a victim surcharge of £154. When reached for comment, Mr. Bray said, "Here, here, here."
Oh, that's good.
Brilliant.
There you
go. Well done. That was worth the build-up.
That's all the news we've got time for this week. Just throwing some of these comments back up again. I think this is one of yours, Fire Britato. He says, ellipses. Just that. There you go. Pensive Gamer says that Helldivers have lost 95% of their players since the PlayStation need for PSN accounts on PC. Perhaps they fell in the back of the sofa. Very good.
I mean, does anybody play Helldivers anymore? We played it for about a week.
Yeah, I played it I tried to play it for a week, which was the week I was trying to log into it, but the servers were constantly full and kicking me out.
I'm amazed you got to the first Ascendant, to be fair, because that's had the same issues.
I think it's just going to be one of those games that has an extremely short, kind of online presence and lifespan. A little bit like Hawk Tour.
Spit on that dang.
Did you?
It's going to have its dedicated fan base like the first one. Like, there's going to be people that play this forever, but it's not. It got a widespread pickup and then a massive drop off, and that's just the way it is. I think with the first Ascendant, a lot of the complaints are the console players unable to connect. The PC, I'm straight in. I had a great.
Oh yeah, me too.
On that. See, glorious PC master race.
It does seem to be that way.
I've only been in it for a couple of months, but I'm going to start being one of those.
It's already. You're still waiting for those flowing locks, aren't you?
Yeah, I did get a comment saying there's not enough Helldivers 2 talk on this show. I was like, well, we spoke about it for like 2 weeks, and then I think that's enough.
That's pretty much the lifespan. It does seem like
I don't think any of us are playing it.
But it's the same thing. I mean, we talked about, was it Outriders earlier on? First Descendant will probably go the same way. Helldivers, it's very much this the viral way we live now. It's like, well, we have 2 weeks of massive, this is, and then we're on to the next thing. You know, I think Destiny got lucky because it came out when that was it. You know, but if Destiny came out today, I wonder if it would still have the same. I wonder if it'd just be like 2 weeks and done.
No, definitely it would be.
Well, was Nathan Fillion in it at the beginning? He'd probably make it last. Yeah.
Nathan Fillion's still in it.
Well, that's true.
He came back.
Yeah.
They killed him off. They recast him with Nolan North. They killed him off. They brought him back.
Did. Yeah. Can't put a good man down. That's what I say.
Right. I'm going to say, if you would like to stick around, we do have some end bits to get through before the end of the show. But I do want to say thank you for joining us, and that people should find you guys on Twitter is it at Gamers Confessional Pod?
It's at Confessional Pod.
I was close. At Confessional Pod. Yeah. And you guys, Clarky Snap and Vimesy 74 on Twitter /X. Also, I keep forgetting.
No, we don't refer to it as X. We're not doing that.
X. Just gonna give it to you.
No.
Break it down. D-Generation X of the WWE.
No.
That's to be found in the hit video game WWE 2K24. Yes.
If I ever come on again, I promise you I will try it. Okay, that's all I'll say.
Yay!
Just to give you 5 minutes of buff content.
I think the last wrestling game I played was on the Game Boy.
Which one?
That's not a euphemism, right?
No, the WrestleMania one.
Is that the one where you have to beat people up backstage to save Stephanie McMahon?
No,
more of like a... Okay. I don't know anyone who's played this game. I'm starting to think it doesn't exist.
It's just one of those fever dreams you had, Coleman.
Maybe. I do eat a lot of cheese at night.
Well, there you go.
Could have been the cause.
Yeah, I do that
right,
too.
We have to get through a couple of plugs. So first of all, tpublic.com/store/BRB. That is the place you can go and get merch for this here show and the rest of BigRedBarrel.com. As Dan likes to say, you can buy things with his face on it. Because I don't know if you guys know about this. Dan was on an episode of Games World on Sky One back in the day. Yes, and we do like to play this clip of him as a teenager from Sky One in the 90s.
My name's Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
Yes, that is Dan.
He's not changed, is he?
My dust.
He sounds slightly sped up, like a tiny.
Like I said, he's not changed.
But yes, we've isolated the Dan saying "eating my dust" and pointing at the screen and slapped it on a T-shirt, so you can buy that if you wish.
That show. Random bit of trivia. Wasn't that Richard Osman's first ever TV show that he produced or that he put together? I'm fairly sure it was.
I know it gave us such greats as Big Boy Barry and Larry Bundy Jr.
Oh, God, yeah. Big Boy Barry.
Move on
anyway,
quickly.
Yes, tpublic.com/stores/BRB. Now, last week I was meant to talk about Tabletop Tuesdays, which happened on a Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington, but I completely, absolutely muffed it up and got a bit of a telling off the mic from Tim. So I've employed the help of one AI Tim Hibbs, if you indulge me for one moment. Tim, what's happening on a Tuesday?
That's right. For anyone that doesn't know, each and every Tuesday, we do an event called Tabletop Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington. Most Tuesdays, we have a different featured game. And if you play that featured game, you could get entered into a prize draw and take that featured game home at the end of the evening. However, with this upcoming Tuesday being our social deduction night, it's a little bit different. We will be running big games with very popular Blood on the Clock Tower. For those who want more details on the event, check out our post on the top left corner, thebigredbarrel.com, or join the over 11 billion, probably, in our meetup group at meetup.com by searching for Tabletop Tuesday, or just come along to the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington on Tuesday, the 16th of July from 7:30 p.m.
Thanks, AI Tim. Cram that up your ass, real Tim. Yes. That is Tabletop Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington. Be there this Tuesday to play Blood on the Clock Tower. And also, this has been a weird show, but if you've enjoyed it, you're also a weirdo, but we love you all the same. Well, no, it's been great that you guys have been on, but it's always a weird show, you see.
Don't worry, Clarky. We'll get paid all the same. It's fine, mate.
Wait, what? You guys are getting paid?
We're not.
So, if you've enjoyed this show, you can find us on bigredbarrel.com. That's where we keep the website, and we keep the podcast and other things on that website. But also, there's a link there to our Discord. We're available on social media at Facebook, X, and Threads at Big Red Barrel. We're on Twitch at Big Red Barrel, and we're on YouTube at Big Red Barrel TV. Don't ask why it's different. Still don't know. Still can't change it. But you can go on any of those platforms. You can leave us comments. You can talk to us. You can hang out on Discord, where we like to hang out, and you can chat to us whenever you want. We do tend to hang around on there. But also you can ask us questions. And you could say loud and proud, I have a question, much like Mild and Creamy has. Where he said, recently, I have only been able to get into games with good narratives. I know this is not important to Dr. Dan, as he is a Destiny player. Such as Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Baldur's Gate 3. This was until I purchased Classic Doom, which is still good, dumb fun. I wouldn't say dumb. Somehow Classic Doom still stands up. What is the thing that gets you into a game, and why is Classic Doom still better than Call of Duty or Destiny 2? What gets you into a game? Apparently. I think Doom's just kind of approachable for anyone. It's fun to play that game because it's got a slight auto aim to it, so anyone can play it. But also, it's silly challenging because there's no duck for cover or aim down sights or anything. You just go in, you play WASD. It's good.
I think Doom has sort of a universal and unending appeal. I mean, I think I was playing this. I think it was probably way back on the Amiga years ago. My stepdad, God rest his soul, came into the room and went, "Oh, you're playing Doom?" I went like, "Oh, my dad's talking about games." I went, "Yeah." He says, "Oh, I play this. I play this occasionally at work." I'm like, "All right." So I starts moving forward, and he's right. There's an enemy round there to your left. Right, sure. Even if it was right, go down there. Right, there's 4 more there. And I'm like, "You play this occasionally at work?"
Mate, we used to multi-do, was it Duke Nukem when I was at university, nick into the computer rooms, LAN it all up, and get, it was brilliant. But personally, I don't like Doom, so that's not universally liked, Clarky, because I don't like it. So there.
I like it, fair enough, but I'm more of a fan
Doom.
of Duke Nukem 3D. But never got to do the multiplayer as a kid.
So what gets you into games then?
What gets you into a game?
Nudity, big guns,
Steam. Steam's adult list. No, it's just got to look good to me. If something looks exciting, captures me, it's got a hook to it. Like there's a new Star Wars game coming out, as I mentioned earlier, and I spotted that and I went, that looks fun. I want to play. I just realized Tabletop Tuesday's still up on the screen. I got to pull that down. I just noticed so it's just like, oh, I like Star Wars, and this looks fun. There we go. That's going to get me into it. Same with the Jurassic Park game that's upcoming. I went, oh, after all the Jurassic World stuff, I could do with a classic. I've always wanted like a really good, decent Jurassic Park game that's story based and not a park builder or something like that. And now I'm finally getting it. I mean, I've just played Telltale's Jurassic Park finally, just because I needed to scratch that itch, and then they announced this.
I kind of touched on it earlier with Alien Isolation, but from like I've been gaming for quite a few years now, and I always used to think whenever an Aliens game came out, it was always a shooter or something. And for years, I was always thinking, why does nobody like make a game where there is just like the one alien and you've got to like hide from it and use your wits and run away? And then Alien Isolation came along and just perfect.
I was like that with the Thing, because they made a Thing game that was
Mm-hmm.
been remastered, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so. And if I get this right, I think because there was a sequel years later, a movie sequel that was a prequel to the film, and the game is a sequel to the film. And I thought, what if someone made a game of The Thing, but set it on an oil rig and made it Scottish? And now I have that.
Oh,
Still
well,
waits
there you
the
go
deep.
again. Lightning does strike twice.
Yeah, no,
It's-
it's something just catches my eye, basically.
I-
And it's usually around graphics or dazzly things.
I liked the Thing prequel film. I know not many people did, but I mean, yeah, it had its problems, but its attention to detail was just brilliant. It's like I remember that axe from the when Kurt Russell and that went to that base in the 1982 film. It was just stuff like that, and then you find out. I mean, I'm good for trivia in movies. Have either of you seen it?
No.
I watched it when it came out, but I haven't watched it since. And I
1982?
went back to
Do you
look
remember?
at the cut footage of all the animatronics that got replaced with CGI.
Yeah, that
effects.
was it. I was just going to
Yeah.
say, do you remember like that big like computer effect column in the spaceship? Yeah, that was just covering up the actual pilot of the ship.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
So
right.
shiny things get you in, Coleman. Is that what we're saying
Yeah.
here? So long as it's shiny, it's good. I think I'm with you. I like shiny stuff, but it's got to be. I really love narrative games. I like character-driven games. So if the characters are good and the narrative is good, so I'm very much like the poster who's like, the person who asked the question. It's got to have character. It's got to have narrative. That's what's going to make me want to play the game through to the finish. It's probably why I struggle a lot with FromSoft games in particular, because they look great at the time, but I can't follow the narrative because the narrative is so hidden, which is probably why I liked Bloodborne and actually finished Bloodborne, because the narrative was kind of more front and center and you could kind of follow a stream of thought on it.
No one told me there was going to be boasting.
What can I say? Only FromSoft game I've actually finished.
Yeah, no,
I never finished Bloodborne. I just really like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Sorry to jump.
No, absolutely. Well timed, well played. Wait till I get my soundboard, damn it.
As Tim has just pointed out as well, I was so close. I got the Tabletop Tuesday right by using AI Tim, but I got the t-shirts wrong. If you go over to tpublic.com/stores/brb, we have a new line of t-shirt merch, and one of them being a Coleman t-shirt that Tim has made, which I like. I smiled when I saw it, but then I realized it was a design that I did probably 10 years ago, but better. He's just taken the Adam. So it's called Coleman 1966. He's taken the Adam West Batman logo and stuck my face on it and written Coleman instead of Batman.
It works.
So yeah, you can buy my face, as Dan likes to say, but my face now. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, it's on sale as well.
Yeah. Oh, there's a sale on right now.
Yeah.
Good plug.
Good. Oh, here's one. Neil Aitken says, FromSoft narratives are easy to follow. You just need to watch 10 hours of Vati Vija and he'll explain everything.
That man has a voice to die for. It's like, oh my God. It takes you to another place, mate. It takes you to another place. Clarky takes you to another place, but it's more like Skegness.
It's the alleyway.
It's the Tuppenny up, right?
You've just stepped into the wrong neighborhood.
What's with the Acolyte t-shirt?
Let's not go there.
We got an Acolyte t-shirt. I haven't looked at that yet.
Was that its name?
I haven't seen it.
No, right, fair enough. I'll let you have a look when we're done then.
Thank you. No, I'm waiting till it's all over. I'll watch it all in one hit. I'm glad you sound like you're really enjoying it and rate it and would recommend it to everyone.
What, the Acolyte?
Yeah.
Clarky loves it.
That last episode was really good, where they killed off most of the
Stop
cast.
it!
Oi!
Every time.
What?
Thank you, Vimesy. Thank you, Clarky, for joining me on BRB UK. And
We're never
going to
get back now,
watching
Clarky.
and listening. Everyone should listen to the Gamers Confessional podcast. Subscribe to it wherever subscriptions are available for podcasts, or go check them out live on Twitch and YouTube.
Right now.
Well, yeah, it's right now, but I mean,
Because
for the regular show.
Yeah, that too.
Which
When I say
usually,
regular
like-
show, it's irregular show.
Well, I mean, like, because you usually like put out tweets or Facebook posts. Or
Oh
something
yeah,
to
yeah, we're
let
very
people know when it's going to happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pet didn't tell me to say that.
We're learning a
right.
lot.
Thanks, guys, for joining me. And
Pleasure.
this has been
No problem.
episode 597 of BRB UK. For this week, I have been Coleman.
I've been Vimesy.
And I have been Clarky.
And until next time, dear listeners or viewers, a goodbye. Oh, I've got to do soundboard stuff.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Shane. Shane. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shane. 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 I love that story.
Thanks, guys.
You're very welcome.
Wow.
We're never going back to Clarky.
Why?
They're never going to let us come back.
Dean Dang Doo says, cheers, guys. Tim says, thanks, chaps.
Checks in the post is what I want to hear, Tim.
It's a term of what
Yeah,
we call
that
you,
ain't
and it's
happening,
also the
is it?
things that Tim's wearing right now.
Wow.
Chaps.
Chaps.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to end the stream now. A goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
It's that extra little bit that people get to listen to or watch when they're not watching the
You did
video.
Patreon content.
Just for the live. Just for the live.
I'd buy that for $1.